So the client is now pulling yet another bait and switch where he says one thing in the report for whatever is happening, but in reality, it's not that. So there was something going on with Invictus and Betterup, and according to the report, it has to do with the veterans being able to now use Betterup's services, and they'll be paid for by Invictus. But what was funny about the report is that it kept on saying the word free, and it even said immediately free, right? So essentially, we know what they're trying to do. They're trying to pull people in by claiming that it's free and immediately free. And then what do? They charge them later. That's very, very obvious when it comes to this. But then again, my question to this is Betterup is it even good? Is it even anything? Or is this just another grift for Harry? Because if Invictus Games is paying for the Betterup services, well, then that means that it's just money going from here to here and into Harry's pocket. That's essentially what that means. And then not only that, the bait and switch part that all of these veterans are being told, oh no, it's free, but it's only free up front. So it's kind of like one of those apps, the apps like a video game for kids, and then they'll get the kid to download the app, but then in the app, there's a bunch of purchases that they do, and then they'll end up using mom and dad's credit card for like hundreds of dollars. Same exact thing. So what this does for him is not only a equity in Betterup, because we know his equity in Betterup, but it's also a direct financial incentive. He isn't just the spokesperson, he's the CIO at Betterup, and that title comes with equity, which means stock in the company. So anything that's more valuable for both companies is essentially just more valuable for him. So that's why in the press report where they were trying to make it look good and say it's free, of course, it's not going to be free. They will eventually have to pay. The second point is how he's, of course, boosting his own companies. And I don't know how this doesn't look slimy. I could understand maybe if Invictus Games was working with a company that was outside of his circle, but this is literally his company. It's money going from here to here and then into here, into his pocket. So then that does boost his image. It boosts it for speaking fees and for future partnerships that look and work and say, look how impactful Betterup is because of this new, what was the word they said? Partnership. I was going to say trademark. Because of this new partnership with Betterup. No, it's a bait and switch. It's a lie. The next one is charitable fronts used for tax advantages. Those may qualify as a charitable donation or in-kind contribution. And of course, we know already these two people with their tax thing. It could allow for major tax write-offs, either for Betterup or for entities Harry is connected to behind the scenes. And I've thought that about the actual Archwell. These people have employees, supposedly, and we know they don't listen to them. But they have employees, and we know when you're considered a business owner, that gives you massive tax breaks. So also there's the data, because for Invictus Games, when these veterans have to sign up for Betterup, they have to give all of their data. So that data, as we know, even with Megan's as ever scam, right? She takes the emails, she goes and sells them, and she makes some cash. Same thing. The data, the preferences, engagement habits, and health info, it's all going to be used. It's all going to be mined. It's basically data mining the same way. And these two people are exactly the same. The grift is exactly the same. And of course, the last one being a backdoor funnel to paid services, which is what we said at the beginning. Money going from here to here, which means he's keeping the money.